What's going on? Welcome to another 2C Talk, a vlog series in which I talk about whatever's been on my mind. This is part 2 of a 2-part episode on beer, commemorating April 7th, 2020 National Beer Day. I have a funny story to start the little show out with, however. I don't know if you can see it, but that brother looks so weird and odd. This eye, I'm having some real trouble. We have a charcuterie board downstairs at the moment. I'm probably just making it worse. With peppered salami on it. And I just picked some up, ate it. A few minutes later, eyes itchy, rub. I literally rubbed like pepper oils into my eye. And now it just hurts. I'm in pain. But the show must go on. And I'm excited, guys. Okay? So the first episode, or the first part, was on Pabst Blue Ribbon. Why I think Pabst Blue Ribbon is a great beer. And let's recap that really quick, in case you're watching this at some other point. I'm also noticing this isn't plugged in. How funny is that? I actually don't know if it matters a lot, but we'll find out. So, Pabst Blue Ribbon, I think it's a great beer, number one, because of its price point. Very cheap, very affordable. Number two, I think it's a great beer because it's just a good classic beer. No amazing, beautiful, wonderful flavors. Dude, it's just a good classic beer. And then number three, I don't even remember because I'm so excited, so screw it. This is going to be great. I just want to get to this, so let's get to it. Part 2, this is a real beer. A beer of beers. This is a special beer. Goose Island, Bourbon County. The original Bourbon County. So this is I think Goose Island puts these out once a year, and this is truly a special thing. This is a stout aged in bourbon barrels, and this is dude, it's so terrible the quality. It's 2019, whatever. You'll just have to trust me. Notes, and now once again, like if you watch the last episode, I just want to make it clear, I do appreciate tasting notes. I do look for those. I do like flavor. It's just that I think Pabst Blue Ribbon, great, good old-fashioned simple beer, hands down. But this one, here we go. Notes of vanilla, toffee, chocolate, burnt sugar, which is kind of interesting, and dried fruit. So, first off, there's a lot of notes in this. It is not, in my experience, usual to have 5 different notes, and one of the notes is dried fruit, which is, what is that, like 20 different things that could represent all in one. Basically, it's going to have a fruity tone to it, I would expect. But that means this is very complex in its flavor profile. It's a stout, so it's going to have I imagine it's going to have a really creamy mouthfeel, and it's going to be dark, which it's just going to have some heaviness to it, and not like in a bad way. It kind of will balance out the complexity of it for it to have a creamier, heavier texture, if that makes any sense. Goose Island, Bourbon County brand stout. This guy is 14.7% alcohol. Needless to say, this is my last one tonight. And it says enjoy in a snifter, but what Goose Island doesn't know about me is that my pewter game is strong. I will always take a pewter over any other beer vessel. This guy's been in the freezer. I actually have 2 pewter mugs that I keep in the freezer at all times, and I have pulled this pewter out of the freezer just before we got going here. Now, I'd like to, once again, sorry for the quality, it's so bad. This is kind of an Egyptian Sphinx style engravement here. It's really cool. And I've had this guy for quite some time. I think it's awesome. But enough about that. We're going to get into this barrel-aged stout by Goose Island. I've heard so many good things. I've actually never had this before. I'd like to go ahead and point that out. This will be the first time for me, so you're seeing a special moment on Camry here. That's going to be so good. Oh my gosh. All right, let's pour this up. Yeah, this is dark. Whoa, this is awesome, dude. Look at that. I mean, you can't see it like I can see it in person here, but it's like this Coca-Cola color. But I don't know. Something about that was just really pretty to me, which I know is a stupid thing to say, but that was really pretty. So, automatically I'm noticing that this head of foam is very fluffy and light. I'm noticing that the beer itself is very dark. I've seen a darker stout, but not much. So this is going to be a little bit heavy duty, which I think is a great sign. Giving it a smell, I get the barley. Very, very good barley smell. Kind of a sweet barley smell. This is going to be so good, guys. Oh my gosh. I really enjoy barleys, so if there's some notes of flavor in with that smell, that's going to be awesome. Yeah, I'm just getting this sweet, almost like oatmeal, sweet barley smell. Cheers. Here we go. Wow. This is a privilege. Drinking this beer is a literal privilege. I'm not kidding. That's not to make you laugh. I mean that. It's got such a nice sweetness to it. I definitely pick up on that kind of vanilla. What else did it say? I'm definitely picking up on the vanilla. The toffee, I'm not really finding that. But then again, I'm not like big into toffee, so you know that may just not be a flavor I would pick up on. So I'm not really picking up on that. Definitely the vanilla. I mean, it's chocolatey. It just, that's kind of like the feel of it for sure. Burnt sugar. It's got some sweetness to it, but it's not like a cakey pastry kind of sweet. It's more like a natural sugar, like an apple kind of sweetness that I'm picking up on. It's not like they put sugar in it. It's like just the sugars from what they use to make this. So it's got, I see why they would use the term burnt sugar, because it's not like sweet sugar. It's like sugar. Dried fruit, I can definitely sense a bit of fruitiness to it. Yeah. And that's kind of in like the aftertaste has a very like, I would say like a raspberry chocolate kind of aftertaste. That's what I would say. This is a good beer, guys. Wow. This is honestly, I know it's only April, so it might not mean a whole lot right now, but this is the best beer I've had of the year 2020 so far. This is the best beer I think I've had in a while. Yeah, gosh, man, I need to do a side by side if I can afford it. A microbrewery, the next town over from where I lived, is called Third Planet. They were actually, I think, 2018. I think they were 2018's fastest growing microbrewery in the United States of America, which is really insane. But they're so good. They made, I think they call it a Cosmic Origins barrel aged stout. I think it was a whiskey barrel aged stout. And it was so amazing. I wish, and that's the best beer. I don't know if I could say ever that I've ever had, but when I had that late last year, it was the best beer I'd had in more time that was worth remembering. Like it might really have been the best beer I'd ever had. I would love to have these side by side on a what would that be? Reunion episode? I couldn't really call it a part 3 because it won't be National Beer Day anymore, but whatever. That would be really interesting to have these two beers side by side. So to talk about this one a little more, however, so yeah, I'm definitely getting the vanilla, definitely getting the chocolate, and I'm getting the fruitiness kind of in the back once I've put a sip down. The mouth feel, just how it feels in your mouth, whatever. Shut up. That was all foam, but it's very light, and that foam actually is really good. I really get the barley in the foam, which, if you like barley, that's kind of a cherry on top to have the barley notes coming from the foam. So that's awesome. But it's just really light on the tongue. And like I talked about, or what I wanted to talk about in the last episode with the Pabst Blue Ribbon, the tasting notes I feel sometimes get a little out of hand and can be very subjective, but I'm being totally honest with this one. I get the tasting notes. I'm really finding that as I drink this. And so I think they were spot on, pretty much spot on. I'm just not getting, I'm not getting the toffee. But once again, I just don't really do toffee, so I'm not like familiar with what toffee tastes like. But I think that's awesome that I think they nailed it. And the tasting notes, the way that it hits you when you're drinking, while it's, the mouthfeel is like very chocolate, very vanilla. But then once you've sent it back, you get the fruit, and you just get the sugariness, and you get the sweet oaty barley from the foam. Great job, guys. This is amazing. Goose Island, wow. This is impressive. And that'll put us at about 15 minutes right there. I'm gonna enjoy this beer. Cheers to everybody. Happy National Beer Day. Obviously, unfortunately, you'll be seeing this after the fact, but hope you're having yourself a good beer right now. And I shall see you in the next one.